Hello. All right, let's take a look at our UML Machine creation tool, which we have named UML Machine. Okay, so to begin, let's create just a basic sample diagram that we can work with. Notice that trying to create a transition to the start does not work, from the end does not work. Internal transitions are, self transitions work. Internal transitions work, which we will see later in simulate, the different simulates. Now let's make some family stuff. Let's make this a little more compact. So if I connect these and I select make parent, and then I make child, this will become the child of this. If I try to make this a child, does not, it's impossible. Let's make this a parent, and see that we can't do any connections here. This already has a parent, so there's no nesting allowed, none of that. If we connect this to this, it will automatically become a child of this parent. It will inherit this parent. This continues, obviously, forever. If we want to make a large sub diagram, we can very easily. Now, let's see, what else? Okay, well, we can connect these. Also, we can't have more than one start. If we try to make another start, it becomes an end state. So there's a nice, this is getting ugly. There's a nice looking diagram for us to work with. So now let's give these some names so that we can follow it when we simulate later. Okay, entering parent, and we'll call this parent. Oh god, this is cramped. That's okay. That's fine. This we will, just to demonstrate that internal works, we'll say internal action from parent. Now it's getting really big. Okay, this is the first child, so we'll say entering children. And then up here, let's do this one. We'll say this is the to the end transition. So now we can save, and we'll call it diagram.xml. And, well, we can serialize while we're at it, and we'll say serial.xml. Yeah, whatever. And let's open those up. So if we look at these, they're the same information, except this one is ugly and contains things like the coordinates and the color that this should be filled with. This does contain the data. This contains the data for parentage. It just does not contain that it should be highlighted. The view takes care of that. The data does not care, of course. So, all right. Now let's make some events so that we can test our simulations. All right. So let's design a path through this. We'll say event2 to start us, and then we'll do internal. So that's this here. Event8. Let's try something invalid, just to see that it doesn't destroy everything. So now we're in the children. And from state 4 children, let's go to the end here. So we'll call event 4, which is a transition out of its parent, which will work. I say, yeah, let's call it events.text. And let's do this. Simulate from diagram. Open the events, and it's asking us for the actions. So now we can open the actions, and we can see that this is indeed the path that we designated. So from the start, and then it goes into the internal, and it does this internal transition, then it goes to the children, and then when we call to the end, it correctly jumps to the end. Also, when we did apples, it just ignored it because it doesn't exist in this diagram. So that's lovely. Let's do the same thing from file. So we'll open this serialized version that we made a second ago. Then we'll open the events, and then we'll tell it to go into actions. And if we come into actions, this has been updated, but it's the exact same, which is as we expected because we have the same diagram that we just saved. So from file and from diagram produce the same results with the same thing, which is good because that's what we expect. Now, if we open this, where is it? This one, we can see that these two diagrams are actually the exact same, except the start and ends figures do not get updated, and the coloring does not get applied. Highlight does not get applied with the JHadra load function. However, this is a parent state. This is a child state. All of that is nice, and it's just the figures themselves do not get updated, but the data is all there. So there's that. Let's see, validate this. Well, this just spits out the information directly from our factory, which you can see is exactly the same as this, just confirming that the data is being correctly modified, which you can also see over here. You can confirm it that way too, I guess. And okay, so we've created a diagram, we've edited it, we've changed the names of the actions and the transitions. Well, I could change this name, I guess, and it would update, but that doesn't. You can see that the state does it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So that's what we have working so far, and that's it.